Okay. So I can use you to stand on top of you, right? Is that what I do? No, 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 no! You little... It was... I want you to die. I legitimately want you to... I've had enough of you. I have literally had enough of you.
Thinking with Time Machine is a Portal 2 mod developed by a user known as Stridemann and was initially released on April 17th of 2014 on ModDB. The mod was approved by Steam Greenlight the next day. The description for Thinking with Time Machine is as follows. Thinking with Time Machine is a Portal 2 mod in which you will find and use a time machine to create a twin of yourself from the past to help you solve the puzzles. The past self accurately repeats all the player's actions, creating a unique twist on familiar Portal game mechanics. This sentence is all you technically need to know. It explains the primary mechanic very nicely, though we'll talk about that in a sec. I want to get through the little story the mod tries to present, which, to be completely honest, I enjoy. Preceding the events of Portal 2, you start off as Shell, and you see that the freedom you were given was in fact a lie. Oh joy. So with Portal franchise tradition, your job is to discover why. You eventually happen to pass by both Peabody and Atlas, who have shut down GLaDOS in their attempt to conquer the facility, claiming that now that GLaDOS has found the human test subject, she was going to make ways to both Atlas and Peabody, for they were no longer needed. Luckily for GLaDOS though, she managed to send out an SOS for Shell, telling her to find the time machine and go back in time to save her. Now as far as plots for a mod go, I actually really enjoy this premise. It's a fairly decent plot and it would accurately bridge a gap between the story of Portal 2 and hopefully a future installment of Portal 3. I doubt it's coming anytime soon though. So, the gameplay. Well, as far as gameplay goes, I could find one phrase to accurately describe it to other users looking into downloading the mod. Thinking with Time Machines is a single player co-op experience. Yeah. So as we've discussed before, you work with a time machine in order to complete the puzzles before you. The interface is actually really quite simple. It's easy enough to comprehend anyways. You use the keys R, F, and Q to record, stop, and play back your previous actions. The process of playing this game is pretty simple. Record your actions very slowly so you have room for fault, play back the recording and go about your thought process. Fail, try again. This concept with Time Machine actually plays about very well and even allows for some interaction to happen with your past self, such as jumping on your clothes back while they're crouched, giving you a boost when they stand so you can reach high places and press otherwise out of reach switches, and be able to shoot up to 4 portals. Oh, and you have feet now. Why am I still talking about this? 13 out of 10, best mod ever! Sorry about that. I get excited easily. The puzzles presented in this mod are fairly designed for what the mod has in mind. The puzzles accommodated the time mechanic nicely. None of the puzzles felt like you could really breeze through them. All of them required the time mechanic in some way, whether it was intended in that way or not. That's basically all I have to say about the mod itself. That and the fact that it's incredibly buggy and has been known for some random crashes.
No, that comes here. Oh, and I've crashed. I have literally just crashed, guys. So you're probably going to get a blank screen right now. But that's obviously what we need to do. So what we're going to do is, in the next episode, I will be back there, and we will do the thing.
To be honest, I was kind of disappointed when I first played the mod. It wasn't really the gameplay that annoyed me, but more the title of the mod. I found it to be promising more than what it could actually deliver. Maybe that's just me. Basically, when I think Time Machine, I think of working with time to alter something in the past to manipulate the future. I think of things like Doctor Who, Back to the Future, and a battle full of indie titles that all revolve around the concept of manipulating time, not really working around it. I feel like this should have been titled differently. Thinking with clones? I would have taken that in much easier. Not to mention, if what you're holding in your hand isn't itself a time machine, then what was the purpose of the time machine at the end of the mod? In the end, it left me confused. Was what I was holding in my hand a time machine, or was the giant swirly vortex at the end one? Regardless, the mod in itself is lots of fun. The puzzles are adequately difficult, the mechanic is presented very well, The way the game transitions into the mod will leave any Portal 2 fan with a smile on their face. The gameplay does in fact feel like you're playing co-op by yourself, and that's probably the best way I'll ever describe the mod. It was definitely a good mod, and I can see how it made it onto Steam within a day of its initial release on ModDB. I would say if you own Portal 2, this mod is definitely worth the download and worth the play. If you want to try out the mod yourself, I've left a link to the Steam store page in the description below. As for Portal 2, well, that's a review for a later date. Congratulations, you passed the test! Here's your cake! If you enjoyed what you saw here and you would like to see more, then you should press that subscribe button down below. It'll keep you updated on all of my future uploads. Crazy, right? Until then, you can check out my review of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the Nintendo GameCube. Who knows? You just might like it.